Hi, readers and writers. My name is Miss Hodson, and I'm your virtual teacher. And we're going to move today on to lesson 26. Before we do that, we're going to review our guiding questions. How is the adolescent brain changing? And how can I make an informed decision about an issue like screen time and then effectively argue my position? This week, our topic is about the effect of sleep on the brain. So for young people like yourself, what's happening during sleep that is creating a healthier brain, a stronger brain, and creating memories and learning for you? This is what we're focused on this week. As we begin lesson 26, I'd like you to pause the video, make sure you have all of your materials. You'll need your article that we read yesterday. Use sleep to recharge your brain and support learning and memory. Also the lesson 26 and the lesson 26 note catcher. You'll need a pencil, so pause here and come on back when you're ready to get started with today's lesson. All right, we have two learning targets today. The first one states, I can cite several pieces of text-based evidence to support an informational text. So you're going to dive back into a section of the article that I will let you know which section that is. And you'll be pulling out of that some text-based evidence, specifically responding to a couple of questions. Secondly, I can determine the theme or central idea of an informational text. So we're going to, in our writing segment later, we're going to actually be writing a response to that, okay? So we're going to look at the article and find the section that begins on page 2. It's actually all on page 2, and it is light sleep stages. I'd like you to pause the video here and reread that one section. Take about 5 minutes. And as you do that, consider how consistently you get sleep at night. How do you see sleep in helping you retain information and have a working memory for new information? So pause the video now and go to the section Light Sleep Stages. And I'd like you to reread that section for about 5 minutes, and I'll meet you back here. All right, so you've been thinking about your process for sleep, and I'd like you to have a quick conversation with someone, maybe a family member or a caregiver, someone in the house, and remember that getting deep sleep is an important part of learning. So what is the difference between NREM and REM sleep? And when do we dream during our sleep cycles? And maybe think about how can you take better care of your brain by getting sleep? Go ahead and pause the video here and have that quick conversation, and come on back and we'll do the writing. All right, welcome back. So now we want to apply what you've read and been thinking about, what you've talked about, and we're going to have you write to complete this particular lesson with all of these sentence stems. What are the first 2 stages of NREM sleep? So you're pulling evidence out of that section of the article where they clearly tell you what the first 2 stages of NREM sleep is. And then they tell you what stages 3 and 4 of NREM sleep are. What is the difference? That's your third section in the text today. It's the difference between NREM and REM sleep. They're very specific. Find that evidence. And then think of 3 things you know for sure about this section of text. And just jot them down, almost like bullet points, like just little ideas. What do you know for sure? And then write a summary of just this one section. And I'm going to give you about 15 minutes to do that activity. You can pause the video here. And when you get these 5 sections kind of drafted out, come on back. We'll talk through it and we'll finish out today's lesson. I'll see you in about 15 minutes. All right, welcome back. You know, one of the things that I think I definitely learned was that there were these light stages of sleep. And sometimes I feel when I'm getting tired that I'm entering into those theta wave cycles that they talked about, where they're not completely asleep or I'm not completely asleep. Sometimes I jump when I'm falling asleep and I jump back up. And I think that's why they call it falling asleep. Sometimes you're almost going into your later stages of sleep, but something alerts you and you come back up, and sometimes I jump. And I think that's why they call it falling asleep. I don't know. This has been really a fascinating reading, and I hope that you're getting something out of it too. Share your writing with someone and tell them what you've learned during this close reading assignment. As you reread one of the sections on NREM versus REM sleep, and share that and really be concentrating this week on how much sleep are you getting, and do you notice it affecting your mood, your alertness, your ability to learn, and we'll keep working on it. Make sure you read something else that's of interest to you, maybe from your distance learning packet, but possibly something else that's in your environment you could read for some fun. And then your very simple fluency practice today is maybe to ask an adult to read the text to you and follow along your actual article. And then practice reading the text a couple of times, maybe at least 2 times on your own. And we will pick up with another lesson tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you. I hope you make it a great day.